What to look for in tonight's debate. I'll be tweeting, by the way, throughout the debate, so you can follow that at dickmorris.com. Each of these debates, this is the third, have really reshaped the field after they were over. And sometimes the residual impact of these debates took several days or even several weeks to manifest itself. But there are a couple of key things that are going to be going on tonight in the debate. The first is Trump fell 8 points after his last debate. He had risen to a high of 32 or 33% of the vote, and he dropped to 24, 23. Some polls now even have him in second place behind Carson. The question is, will Trump continue to drop? Is his act getting old? Are people rethinking their commitment to him? Or will he ignite the same kind of enthusiasm he has in the past? The key thing about Trump's vote is that a large part of it are people that would not normally be voting in a Republican primary, or would not normally be voting, period. Like Ross Perot, he reaches out and brings in new people into the electorate, which represents an enormous opportunity for the Republican Party. But on the other hand, it's a very acerbic, aggressive style, and we'll see if it gets old after this debate is over. The second question is, will Ben Carson's myth be exploded? If you watched yesterday's video, you know that I'm no fan of Ben Carson. I don't think he's strong enough to take Hillary Clinton on. I think she'd chop him apart in the debates. And I disagree strongly with his indication that he would not have used military force against the Taliban and Al-Qaeda after 9/11. I thought that was a terrible misjudgment. And we'll see if Carson's boom continues or if he comes back to earth and voters look at him and say, this guy is very honest, he's very trustworthy, he's very admirable, we feel very positively about him, but he is just not strong enough to defeat Hillary Clinton. Then there's the contest that'll be going on between Rubio and Cruz and Bush, among the three of them, for the finals. If you assume that Trump and Carson fade, which is a big assumption, you then go to the usual suspects, the regular candidates, and you see who's going to emerge. And of Bush, Rubio, and Cruz, probably only two of those three can emerge. Now, Bush has absolutely fallen apart. He's down to 4 or 5% of the vote. He's cutting back his campaign operations. He raised less money in this quarter than Cruz did, or Carson did. And so there's every indication of a failing campaign. Will he be able to revive it? Will he be able to really come back? I don't think so. I don't think there's a whole lot of there. I don't think that he has anything like the substance or the strength of his brother, or even really of his father. The question then is Rubio and Cruz. And they're both conservative, they're both young, they're both Latino, they're both strong advocates of a crucial point of view, and they both come from very large states, Florida and Texas. The question is, which of those will be more impressive? Rubio is much more of a centrist candidate, so he hopes to get votes from both the centrist bucket and the right bucket. Cruz is completely on the right. Well, normally you would say advantage to Rubio because he can move to the center and attract voters from the entire spectrum. But Cruz makes the case that he's running on Barack Obama's campaign strategy, which is speak to your base, speak sincerely on the issues and strongly, and animate that base to increase its turnout and overwhelm the rest of the electorate. That's just what Obama did from the left, and Cruz is hoping to do it from the right. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Poor Carly Fiorina has had the shortest half-life of any candidate boom. She was not anywhere on the radar screen before the first debate when she was in the second tier. Then in the second debate, when she got promoted to the first tier, she soared coming out of the debate, going from 4% of the vote to 15% of the vote. And then in the weeks afterwards, she faded and now is back at 5 and 6% of the vote. I think people are taking to heart the indication that she really might not be a major conservative, and their concerns about her business record at Hewlett-Packard. Normally it's very hard for a candidate to regain ground they've already lost, but Fiorina might be able to, and we have to keep an eye on that. Kasich came on very strong after the second debate, and the first and second debate, and might continue, but on the other hand, he really has not moved above 4 and 5% of the vote. I think he has to get beyond his biography about governor of Ohio and begin to address some issues where he can really use those to move up. That'll be an interesting thing to watch, and then we'll see if Christie really is out of it, if Rand Paul is going to have to drop out. He has to run for a Senate seat in Kentucky, so if he doesn't drop out, he'll lose that Senate seat and be out of politics entirely, so he may go soon. But we need to look at those other candidates. But that's the main stuff to look for. So after the debate, I'm going to be on TV, on Newsmax TV. Check on your dial to see if you get it. Half the country does. If you're on Direct or Dish or Fios, you can get me. And I'll be on right after the debate. And then tomorrow morning, and then on Thursday morning, I'll be right here doing a video talking about the debate. Thanks for watching.